Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Joe Biden's 83rd birthday today, November 20th. Of course, he was the 46th president, elected November 3rd, 2020, exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. Not long after the death of his son, Beau Biden, at age 46. And of course, I told you more than a year before the election why they would install Joe in the rigged selection. And I bring that up because today is the funeral for the 46th Vice President, Dick Cheney. And what day did Dick Cheney die? He died November 3rd, the anniversary of Joe Biden becoming the 46th president-elect. And of course, Dick Cheney was the vice president before Joe Biden was. Dick Cheney was vice president to George W. Bush, Dick and Bush. Don't forget Colin Powell as well. Powell also died at 84, like Dick Cheney. And with Biden turning 83 today, that means he begins his 84th year of life. But yeah, just think about that. Think about all those little coincidences and parallels. Again, today's 17 days after Dick Cheney died. We've always talked about 17 with Biden as well because he has the exact same birthday as RFK. Except for Joe Biden was born on RFK's 17th birthday. And that 17 is not an arbitrary number. Again, the Masonic headquarters in D.C., where it's etched all his number, the address is 1733. Remember, Mason equals 17 in Gematria. Masonry equals 33, like federal, like secrecy, like order. As for the 46 thing, don't forget that Catholic equals 46, as does sacrifice, and it goes with Genesis 46 about sacrifice and the 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. That's more than there is in the Protestant Old Testament, which has 39. But yeah, again, just want to remind of this ritual of Dick Cheney, Joe Biden. I did a video on this a couple weeks back when they announced the funeral would be on Biden's birthday, and there is more to it. The Catholic cathedral where the ceremony is for Dick Cheney today, the gematria of that cathedral is 153, which is the 17th triangular number. Again, him being buried 17 days later. If you remember, Richard Cheney equals 121. He died on the 121st day of George W. Bush's age, right after the conclusion of the 121st World Series, which technically concluded the day prior, November 2nd. As it ticked into the early hours of November 2nd on the East Coast as it ended in extra innings. Remember, that was 121 days after Ohtani's birthday. Of course, he's with the Dodgers, who won the World Series, as we told you they would. Trump just happened to be in Japan at the start of the World Series. He's talking about how these Masons, how they control everything by the numbers. They etch on the temple all is number. Modern Freemasonry largely connected to the Jesuits who gave us the calendar and the language and helped set up this system. But yeah, again, the 46th thing with Dick Cheney, again, dying on the anniversary of number 46 being elected and then being buried on number 46's birthday. Again, when Dick Cheney was the 46th vice president and the vice president before Joe Biden took office with Obama. Yeah. All right, I'm seeing what else is going on this morning. Bunch of low vibration stuff like it is day after day. A polar vortex is on the way, and what did it say? And its magnitude is almost unheard of in November. Remember, you guys, the military put out the document in the mid-90s, owning the weather by 2025. These people love to bring the chaos because then it opens the door for their contrived solutions that always give them more power, more wealth, more control over us. And the lemmings will say, "You sound like a conspiracy theorist." Again, that is the cry of the lemming, where everything's a coincidence. And yeah, I am seriously thinking about just rebranding the channel to The Coincidence Theorist and just present everything as a coincidence. It might actually resonate with these people, and maybe it'll make them think. Everything's going to become sarcastic. And we won't even use the word gematria anymore. We'll just call it coincidence counting. Everything will be a coincidence. Come up with some new slogans. Kevin Spacey says he doesn't have a home. Oh boy. Don't forget how he was the president in House of Cards, and then as Trump took office, who ran during the time of House of Cards against tarot cards. Kevin Spacey, he was under scrutiny for abusing people with his pecker, just like Trump was. It's all one big sick joke. The market's soaring on AI, the thing that's going to replace humanity. A reminder that Wall Street is not a reflection of Main Street. Shadur Sanders predicted at the start of the season he'd get his first NFL start in Week 12. How come we predicted Week 12? Simple. First of all, he wears number 12, but it was more than that. If you'll recall, he was drafted 78 days after his birthday for the Browns' 78th season. If you add 1 through 12 together, it equals 78. Cleveland also equals 78. And he fell to the 144th pick of the draft, just like his father's birthday is August 9th. That's Deion Sanders. The day leaving 144 days left in the year. The square root of 144 is 12. So he had this double math connection to 12. And now in the National Fixed League, he's going to get his first start in Week 12. Because supposedly Dylan Gabriel got a concussion. You can tell that's how it's all just a big script. Thursday Night Football starts tonight. Join us on the Patreon. Be looking to take advantage of the rigged NFL yet again. So, infant botulism. Jeez. Is it more fear-mongering? All right, anyway. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. That's the morning scoop. But just wanted to make sure this Dick Cheney ritual wasn't forgotten. And congrats to anyone who's new here who comes across this information, because YouTube keeps this channel on absolute lockdown. Again, this information used to get out. Now it doesn't even reach the people subscribed to the channel. All right, Truth Seeker. Till next time.